Alright, y'all want to know a random fact? I'm about to tell you. I meant to make a video yesterday, and I just ended up getting wrapped up in everything I was doing. Anyways, and I totally forgot to do one. So, yeah. Another random fact. A lot of people ask me why I'm always rubbing my scalp. Well, I put like these essential oil thingies in my hair to keep my hair nice and soft. So that's why I'm always rubbing my scalp. Trying to get it down to the, you know what I mean? I also hate that noise. Another random fact. Another random fact. I hate when people don't text me back. But if you followed me on Twitter, you'd already know that. So that's not really a random fact, is it? No, but really, I'm at a point where I'm just like, you know what? If I hit you up, you don't message back, or you take like 3 days to do so, like, there's just no point in me, like, trying to hit you up for anything. Whether that's to, like, go somewhere, to, like, hang out, whatever, or to, just talk. Especially to just talk for those people that are like, man, you can hit me up whenever. Yo, if you need to talk about something, just hit me up. And then you hit them up and they're like, oh man, I can't talk right now. I'm too busy. Blah, blah. Like, you gotta go. And I don't know if that sounds selfish or not, but I was thinking to myself, like, I invest a lot of time in particular things. You know what I mean? One being my music. Another thing is karate, obviously. And then, just taking time to build relationships with people. Build relationships with people and, do my best to be a good role model for the next generation. Those are the things that I take a lot of my time. And I mean, I've talked about it before, but I mean, I feel like that's the theme for this year is getting back to being more personal with people. Stop this whole auxiliary friendships that we're so used to. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, like, we are so used to being on Facebook and seeing everybody's updates. So we feel like I basically saw you all day long because I follow your social media. But in all actuality, you didn't see them at all. Like, that person basically doesn't exist. Even though they do, they only exist via social media. So I feel like we, as this generation and next generation coming up, we need to be more personal with people. I just watched a movie the other day. I'm going to talk about that movie. This movie was called People You May Know. And it was a very interesting thing and how they built up a guy who didn't know people and he faked his way to fame and they bought followers and different stuff like that. And that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays. It's crazy. I don't know, it's just really crazy, honestly. Really is. And but that's really like how the world is. Like, the more followers you got, the more likes you get, just all these different things that uh keep our world turning nowadays, and it's sickening. And that brings me back to being more personal. I do my best. If you ask any of my friends, I always hit them up first. Anybody, even most of y'all watching this, I always hit people up first. Like, I've spent my entire life doing that, and here lately I haven't been on that, and I've had some people be like, "Oh, what's wrong, bro? You okay?" No, I'm just not taking the time out of my day to do that because, like, what I'm saying, I have goals. I have some serious goals, and I'm like, taking that 2 minutes, or not even 2 minutes, like that 30 seconds to type, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing today?" Like, I could use that 30 seconds for something else. There's this, my dad used to tell me, I was going to say there's this quote, but my dad used to tell me, he used to say, Keith, like, why do you waste so much time? Never really thought about that. Like, why do I waste so much time? And I didn't think I did, but then when I looked at the whole thing, you know, let's take smoke breaks, right? In Japan or some Asian country, they're now paying people who don't take smoke breaks more because it equals like 17 days off or something like that throughout the year that the people who smoke essentially get. So that 2 15-minute break, smoke break, while they're working times 5 days times 52 weeks or something like that ended up to, I don't even remember the exact number, but like it's because they're wasting time. The people who weren't wasting time are getting paid because like, so it's like for me, why waste that time in doing that where I could be, occupying my time doing something else, like, instead of wasting my time trying to get somebody to hang out or to come help me do something or see if they need help, like, I could be using that time to finish my EP, which I'm going to be talking about that soon too. I could be using that time to train. I could be doing other things. So I don't know. I just been really thinking about that lately. Like, to be more personal. Like if somebody's not trying to be an actual friend, I don't mean you hit me up on Snapchat, when you're trying to get into my job, because that is a no. Like anybody that hits me up talking about, I don't care if we're friends or whatever. And you talk about, hey man, can you get me in? No, I cannot, and you will be deleted and blocked. It's just that simple. Hit me up for other things though. Like let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to the movies. Let's go to the lake, which is right behind my house. Let's go to a drift event. Let's do something. You know what I mean? Like I don't have all that much time, but when I am able to take, a free second, because it's not always fun to be all work and no play. Like you can go crazy, you know. Anyway, so yeah, hit me up talking about that type of stuff. I don't want to hear, like, hey, like for example, this morning, last night I fell asleep and missed work. Hopefully that doesn't end up bad. But I woke up and I had like 4 messages from people who only hit me up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday night. Do you know what those days are? Those are the days that I work at the club. And these particular people hit me up once again on a Wednesday, and I already knew what's up. And like I said, I woke up this morning, I saw that, and I'm like, bruh, like, you about to get blocked. And of course, when they see me in public, they're gonna be like, hey, you blocked me? What happened? And it's like, well, number one, if you follow my YouTube, you'd know that you can't do that because, like, I don't know. We'll say, 2018 has taught me a valuable lesson because January was the longest year ever. Uh, take pride in yourself. If you're not taking pride in yourself, then what are you doing? That doesn't mean be cocky. One thing I learned growing up just from the men in my life, like the men who like poured into me and who were trying to help shape me from being a boy into a man. One thing I learned is that women love a guy with confidence. Now, girls like cocky guys, but women like a guy with confidence. So then I start thinking, like, confidence. When I was a kid, I didn't really have all that. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I could fake it, but then when you're faking it, it gets taken as cockiness. So, like, how do you get confidence? So, for example, if there's one thing that I'm confident in, is that my name is Chan. You say Chan, if I see the American flag, I stop and I look at it because I'm confident that this is the greatest country ever. When it comes to karate and I step on those mats, I may be nervous, but I'm confident that I put the work in. I'm I'm about to do work. I'm confident in the fact that I could sit here and make a hit song because God has given me the talent to do so. That I'm confident in. So, taking my confidence and using it to my advantage to get me to where I need to be to show basically like I am that friend, I am that person. Like I'm confident in the fact that like I know my worth. That's a huge thing. You know, not a lot of people anymore think that they're worth anything. You have to know yourself. You have to know your worth. And you have to realize that like, hey, you can't always be the one hitting people up. You can't always be the one trying to hang out. You can't always be the one that's doing all these extracurricular things for people who are not going to pour the same amount of energy into you. You know what I mean? At least match the energy. At least match. You know what I'm saying? Match my grind. They say like successful people hang around other successful people. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just thoughts early in the morning. Just one more thing too. Hanging around people. Who is in your circle? Really think about this. Really ask yourself who is in my circle. Because you may not realize it, but you might have leeches. That's just the honest truth. You may not think about it, but if you were to sit back and just look, some people in your circle may be leeches. They may just be leeching off of you, like just sucking out, some of your time or sucking out some of your energy, sucking out you helping them, just different things. You got to be careful of that because there's a lot and they disguise themselves. It's like wolves in sheep's clothing type of deal. You know what I mean? Like they'll be there and they're hanging out and but really like what are they doing there? I had to like when I was in college, I I out of high school was a yes man. Like I couldn't help it. You asked me to do something, yes, yes. And that ended up killing my college career because my freshman year, I literally was part of like every single event, everything that was going on. Every weekend, I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, I'm part of something, and that just like killed my studies. I mean, oh, not like I was like super focused, anyways, but like when I would get focused, then it was just kill it, and it was like, oh man, dang. But I had to cut some of those people off. And once I did, I start seeing the doors were opening. My buddy Miles will tell you. Once I left college, it was like a light switch turned on. I almost felt like Kanye West, so to speak. You know, I left and then all of a sudden I was able to see like, bro, I can do so much with my life. All I have to do is put my mind to it, then put my grind to it. Migos, like what I did there. Yeah. But no, seriously, put my mind to it. I may have to work hard. I may have to work ridiculous hours. But if there's something I want, like my studio equipment, I have got to put the time in at the job, make those dollars, not spend them, buy what I need, not what I want, and watch everything that I imagine come into a reality. This isn't one of those like you are your or you're a self healer or you can make things happen for like I don't want y'all to think I'm some like weird voodoo person, but like honestly, we live one in a world and in a country too where you could literally become a millionaire overnight with the right idea. And it's not necessarily being a millionaire, but you could be successful overnight if you just put your mind to it. And that's what I want you guys to think about. You know, like I've been talking about commitment, 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 staying committed. This is one of the longer videos that I've made, but There's a reason for this. Today's Thursday, March 15th. A month and a half from now, I will be moving out of this glorious lakefront house and moving to something smaller because one, I have a financial goal I'm trying to reach, and two, there's something big that's coming in October, and I need to be ready for that. And in July and in October, and I need to be ready for those things. So I gotta save and do some other things right now, but watch. I've been talking about being committed. Watch, and you'll see. Like if you keep your mind focused, you know, like I talk about God a lot because I'm confident in Him. I know He loves me. I love Him. And in the Bible, there's a story about the Tower of Baal. Let me tell you about it real quick. The people got together and they said, hey, let us make a tower to God. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go brick by brick, build us up a city, or build us up a tower. And it's going to go all the way up to heaven. And so that's what they did. They got together and they systematically, brick by brick, put together probably the tallest tower ever, like literally ever. And God saw, like this, it says this in the Bible. It says, and God saw that, like, man, the power of our brain, like no matter what we put our mind to, we could do. Imagine, even God saw that. Like God saw it. So you know what he had to do? He had to confuse the language because, like, you know, I mean, outer space, you die, right? So, like, I mean, he saved a whole bunch of people from, like, freezing to death or suffocating or whatever it is in space. I don't even know. But, like, that's the power of the brain. The guy that invented GoPro was, what, like 20, 22 years old? And he was just tired of carrying around a big old camera. So he's like, what if we took the same HD quality and just compressed it? And then, boom, GoPro. Like, are you kidding me? Like the guy that invented the drum machine. He didn't want to have a whole drum set, but he was able to with his hands. And it's like, yeah, let's, bro, like you guys and myself, whatever we put our mind to, whatever we stay committed to, whatever we put our time in, when it comes to our circle of friends, getting rid of, weeding out the weenies. You know, I'm a SpongeBob fan. Y'all know this. Weeding out the weenies and keeping the real people in your circles. You know what I'm saying? You may have a huge circle. You may be part of a sorority or fraternity or basketball team or fight club or gang or whatever it is, but really weeding out the weenies basically and keeping your those few friends. I have a few, but keeping those few friends around you that have the same mind, that will push you, that will tell you when you're wrong, that will tell you, hey, that dress is ugly, girl. You need to take that off. You got too much makeup. You need to erase some of this part of your eyebrow. By the way, look what happened to my eyebrow. It got cut off. But getting real people around you and staying focused, staying to the task, to the point that other people will see, like, man, when they put their mind to something, it's getting done. God saw that with man, and a lot of my friends see that with me, and that's because that's what my dad did. My dad, like, anytime my dad was like, man, you know, I'm about to throw a huge gospel concert for the entire city of St. Charles. He did it, and it was like the greatest thing ever. Like, people came from all over to go to this concert, and then my dad kept doing that. Like, just blew my mind. So here I am, like, what, 15 years later, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it. And so it is now my job to pass on this free information to you guys. Get focused. Keep your mind committed to the task. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Weed out those weenies. Cut off those people that actually don't have anything to do with your life at all. If you're always hitting them up, stop hitting them up. See what happens. And if they don't hit you back, you didn't need them in the first place. Also, like Joel Osteen said, if you don't have it in your life, it's probably because you don't need it. If you're not a millionaire right now, so you probably don't need it. Now, maybe if you continue to work, you may be financially thriving and whatnot. But don't get a number stuck in your head. It's always good to have a goal, but just work on everything else and all that will come. It talks about in the Bible, if you are faithful with the small things, he'll make you faithful over the bigger things. And so the small thing is being in there, doing a little bit of work, making a couple tracks every day, studying on, your assignments, turning your assignments in, cutting the grass this summer, just saving your pennies. And then, maybe you get that car, that bike, be able to get a new apartment, buy that wedding ring for that girl you're in love with, bro. Like, all that, like, it will come, but you just gotta take care of the small things. Remember that. All right, that's a lot of wisdom for today. So I feel like that's enough to make up for today and yesterday. As always, it is Blackie Chan MMA. Make sure you follow me on all social media. All the links are below. Follow Amanda's channel because Amanda's just amazing for all you moms and stuff out there. And if you have not watched the Trick Shot Tuesday video, go watch it. It was pretty cool. I was just there to support my little bro. Like, he's like, hey man, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'll come over. Yeah, gotta support the 7th graders because they're legit. Anyway, shout out to my KAES Eagles. I miss you guys. I will be back down in Texas soon, and I will come visit, and it will be dope. Other than that, like I said, follow me everywhere, and y'all have a great Thursday. Oh yeah, wait, I want y'all to hear this too. Listen to how pretty this sounds.